Getting your child to sleep well at night or just to even take a nap, it can be a challenge if they are dreamers. They'll wake up and then they won't go back to sleep.
Trying different things, maybe nothing is working. Well, join us are a few ladies, couple ladies maybe, perhaps a few, eventually here.
1.5.
1.5 ladies. Chambana moms, Laura Bleill and Amy Hatch. Thanks so much for coming in, ladies.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, we're happy to be here.
So what can we do when those kids wake up in the middle of the night? Any tips for those mom and dads out there to maybe get back to bed? Is that what you do? Just tell them?
Yeah, I'm pretty practical about that. Just go back to bed. But you know what? Amy is the defined expert on this because I seem to have champion sleepers that just sort of fell into my lap.
Yeah, my kids are great at going to sleep. Staying asleep is not their forte. So like last night, we had that huge storm.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even hear it. And my kid comes running in, Mommy, Mommy, Mommy. And we had 4 people in our bed last night, and it was not as romantic as you would think. So, yes, I have a lot of practice with this. We do a lot of different things. It depends on the situation, too. I think if you are having a nightmare, then maybe you get up, you have a glass of water, you cuddle for a few minutes in bed, you read a story, you do some sort of retransitioning. So pull out a small part of your bedtime routine that you might normally do and add that in after the nightmare. So there's a way for them to lose the hysteria and sort of get back in the mode for sleeping. But there are some times when it's just not going to work. And frankly, we give in, we decide this isn't going to go anywhere. We either put them in bed with us, which always sort of does the trick, or we let them watch a little TV, something that, again, just sort of takes their mind off of the terror that they've experienced.
So you've got to change a venue, but maybe that's not always an option. If you got to get up and do something in the morning or anything like that. Different lighting in the room, or are there other things to try within their own room that might help the situation?
Definitely. Hall lights are a big bonus. Turn the hall light on. Get an extra night light, a flashlight. We use a lot of flashlights at our house. Each child in my house has their own. They keep it next to their bed.
One, maybe.
So if they, if they're scared of the dark, we can turn that on for them and show them under the bed. There's nothing in here. I've never used this, but you can do something called monster spray, which is like a water bottle.
We used to do that at my
house. Just go in the closet and spray the closet, spray under the bed, spray around the door, and protect them from the monsters that way.
Yeah, we would use Febreze, but it got a little stinky after a while, so the water idea is definitely a much better option. But I think that for my kids, just kind of having that reassurance of mom or dad putting them back to bed. I think another strategy, which this sort of parents have a love-hate relationship with, is actually maybe lying down in your kid's room, so they're in the bed, you're on the floor. Not the most comfortable thing, but gets them back to sleep and more reassured that they're safe and sound. And
sometimes you just got to do that just to get them to not come back out of the room. Brock, I'll put him down, and then I'll get downstairs, and he's already back downstairs. Mom, I had a bad dream. It's not even been 5 minutes. What are you talking about? Yeah, so just going back up there and doing it all over again, tucking in, kisses, good night. So you just got to do what works for you, I guess.
Patience is the number one thing you need.
It's hard to have patience, though, at 2 a.m.
It is very hard.
Wake up in a few hours, but
it is.
It does work.
What about nap time? How does that differ from at night? Do your kids take many naps?
I don't know this word nap. We don't nap in our house. My kids were very early to give up their naps, although Laura has great nappers. So how do you do it, Laura?
I'm
Laura.
Well, there was a few of you when we started this interview, so
we don't know what our name is. Yeah, you can go look at our website and find out. Actually, though, my kids are really good about the nap. I think that they actually enjoy kind of the downtime a little bit, the quiet time, and getting out of the rat race a little bit. But it's the same thing. We have a process, stories. We kind of talk about what we're going to do after the nap. So that sort of is an enticement. Well, I really want you to be fresh, so we can go blah blah blah, or etc. So it's a challenge whenever they transition. Like when my daughter transitioned out of her crib into a big girl bed. That was a big, she was out of the bed all the time, and it just took time, and she got back into the routine. So we just had to be patient and realize that, she would go nap again at some point.
I wish I had taken that advice, because I was not patient. And when Jillian transitioned, she was done, and now we're done with our naps too.
Yeah.
So,
it's a rough life, right?
It is.
I'm a big protector of the nap. I think it's good for kids and parents alike. And even, my 5-year-old, almost 6-year-old napped up until the time she went to kindergarten. But she's always been like the seriously blue ribbon sleeper. So I don't know if I can attribute that to my parenting so much as just her personality. So
hopefully this new baby coming will be just as good a sleeper as your other kids.
From your mouth to God's ears. That's all I have to say.
Now, people can find you on Facebook at Chambana Moms, and I hear you have a little contest going on right now to name the baby.
That's true.
Are you really going to let people name your baby? Well, or how's that going to work?
Here's how it worked. We took suggestions. We got over, 200 suggestions of baby names, and then my husband and I went through them and said, okay, we like this, we don't like that, and here's what we can agree on. And actually, some of the names had jived with names that we had discussed independently of this whole charade, but I call it charade, but actually we took it really seriously, and so I could, as I mentioned in today's article, that we could see ourselves naming the baby any of the 3 names that are the finalists. So we're asking readers now to vote on which name they think would be best. So I did put a disclaimer in that we may not choose exactly the one that wins. We might get struck by lightning by another name in between now and then, but there's a very good possibility, because like I said, we did take this seriously and really actually evaluated what we thought we would really use. There's
no Beyonce baby names in there, right? Like blue or yellow or anything?
Yeah, well,
was there one of them?
Yeah, there was. A friend of mine who knows me pretty well. I'm a Northwestern grad, and I love purple, and I graduated from the college at Northwestern called Medill, so her contribution was purple Medill. Now, nobody else who, unless you really knew me well, would understand what that was all about, but we love her, and it made me laugh really hard. So,
well, Laura and Amy, thanks so much for coming in. Hopefully some parents out there got some good tips, or if you have tips, share them with us. If you would like to connect with other moms in Champaign-Urbana area, go to ciLiving.tv.